NFPA 72 and the California Fire Code both mandate the installation of smoke detectors in attached garages. These codes differ slightly in how they address potential false alarms originating from vehicle exhaust, dust, and other combustion particles. NFPA 72 advises against placing smoke detectors in areas with normal combustion particles like kitchens or garages, suggesting heat detectors as an alternative. This preference arises from heat detectors' reduced sensitivity to false triggers from vehicle exhausts and similar sources. The California Fire Code necessitates smoke detectors in attached garages, but it doesn't specify the detector type. This allows for the use of heat detectors in California garages. As a general rule, in locations prone to false alarms from vehicle exhaust, dust, or other sources, heat detectors are the preferred choice. Smoke detectors can still be utilized, but they should be positioned away from potential false alarm sources. If false alarms are a concern, several measures can be taken. Firstly, install heat detectors in areas with a high risk of false alarms. Secondly, regularly test the smoke detectors. Thirdly, clean the smoke detectors consistently. And fourthly, keep the smoke detectors away from potential false alarm triggers. To elaborate further on NFPA 72, it is a comprehensive standard that covers the application, installation, location, performance, inspection, testing, and maintenance of fire alarm and emergency communication systems. It aims to ensure that these systems function reliably to provide early warning of fire and other emergencies. Within NFPA 72, specific sections address the placement of smoke detectors and other detection devices. The guideline to avoid areas with normal combustion particles is rooted in the desire to minimize false alarms. False alarms can desensitize occupants to alarms, leading to delayed response in actual fire events. They can also cause unnecessary disruptions and strain emergency services. Therefore, the code prioritizes strategies that reduce the likelihood of false alarms while maintaining effective fire detection. Heat detectors, unlike smoke detectors, respond to temperature increases rather than the presence of smoke particles. This makes them less susceptible to triggers from vehicle exhaust, cooking fumes, and dust. There are different types of heat detectors, including fixed temperature detectors, rate of rise detectors, and combination detectors. Fixed temperature detectors activate when the temperature reaches a specific threshold. Rate of rise detectors respond to rapid temperature increases. Combination detectors incorporate both fixed temperature and rate of rise sensing. The choice of heat detector type depends on the specific application and the expected fire characteristics. The California Fire Code, which is part of the California Building Standards Code, adopts and amends various NFPA standards, including NFPA 72. While it mandates smoke detectors in attached garages, it offers flexibility in the type of detector used to accommodate the potential for false alarms. This aligns with the overall goal of ensuring fire safety while minimizing disruptions. When selecting smoke detectors for areas prone to false alarms, consider models with features designed to reduce sensitivity to non-fire-related particles. These may include photoelectric smoke detectors, which are generally less prone to false alarms from cooking fumes than ionization smoke detectors. Photoelectric detectors detect larger smoke particles produced by smoldering fires. Ionization detectors are more sensitive to smaller particles produced by flaming fires. The placement of smoke detectors is also crucial. Avoid placing them near doorways, windows, or air vents where drafts can interfere with smoke entry. Install them on the ceiling or high on a wall, following the manufacturer's instructions. Regular testing and maintenance are essential for all smoke detectors, regardless of type or location. Test smoke detectors monthly by pressing the test button. Replace batteries at least once a year, or sooner if the detector indicates low battery. Clean smoke detectors regularly by vacuuming or dusting them to remove accumulated particles. Replace smoke detectors every 10 years, as their sensitivity decreases over time. In attached garages, consider the specific activities that take place and the potential sources of false alarms. If the garage is used for woodworking or other activities that generate dust, a heat detector may be the better choice. If vehicles are frequently started in the garage, position the smoke detector away from the exhaust path. Interconnected smoke detectors, which communicate with each other, can provide an added layer of safety. When one detector senses smoke, all interconnected detectors sound an alarm. This ensures that occupants are alerted even if the fire starts in a remote area of the house. However, interconnected systems can also amplify the impact of false alarms, as a single false trigger can activate all detectors. When using interconnected smoke detectors in areas prone to false alarms, consider using a system that allows for individual detectors to be temporarily silenced without disabling the entire system. This can help to minimize disruptions while maintaining overall fire protection. It's also important to educate occupants about the proper use and maintenance of smoke detectors, including the importance of testing them regularly and replacing them when necessary. Providing clear instructions and addressing any concerns can help to ensure that smoke detectors function effectively and contribute to a safer environment. In summary, when addressing the specific requirement of smoke detectors in garages per the CA Fire Marshal and NFPA 72, it's important to understand the intent and details of the guidance. The California Fire Code, as mentioned, requires smoke detectors in attached garages but doesn't specify the type, thus allowing heat detectors. NFPA 72 leans against smoke detectors in areas with frequent combustion particles, which would cover garages, thus the recommendation there would be to use heat detectors. The goal is to reduce false alarms while ensuring early fire detection, so using heat detectors in garages is a practical approach that aligns with both codes' overall objectives. Furthermore, adhering to the following guidelines will ensure proper operation and reduce the chances of false alarms. Firstly, install detectors per manufacturer instructions. Secondly, regularly test and maintain them. Thirdly, keep them clean. And fourthly, understand the specific risks within the garage environment. By considering these aspects, effective fire protection can be achieved while minimizing unnecessary disruptions.